I'm Madeline Hooper. I've been gardening for over 20 years, and of course, with gardening comes a lot of aches and pains. So I finally decided that maybe I should find a fitness trainer to see if I could fix my problems. And a fellow gardener introduced me to Jeff Hughes. After working with Jeff, it dawned on me what would be more exciting than to travel all over America, visiting a wide variety of gardens, and helping their gardeners get garden fit. Taking care of your body while taking care of your garden, that's our mission.
On the road again. So where are we going today, Madeline?
Today, I'm really excited because today we're visiting a dear friend of mine, Matt Larkin. He's the chairman of the Berkshire Botanical Garden.
That's where he's your garden husband, right?
He is, because I'm the vice chair, and we kind of team up. I kind of never met anybody that has the combination of talents that he has. He really is a plantsman. He knows his plants extremely well. One thing that he does is he creates large-scale topiaries.
Where did that
Let
come
me show you this one. So, a topiary, which maybe you know this, is a plant that's shaped in a really particular pattern. It could be a bear, it could be any kind of animal. So this is sort of a little miniature replica of what he does. I just thought you should see what a topiary is.
Thanks for pulling that out of the bag.
But there's more that I have in my bag.
Well, of course there is. There always is more in that bag.
In order for Matt to make these large-scale topiaries, he went back to school.
What is that?
This is a form that he makes. He learned to weld, and he fabricates forms like the form of a bear.
Oh, this
you
is
want a
metal.
bear topiary out of metal.
It looked like a stick.
Yep, in his
Okay.
blackthorn form. And
he
he
welds
uses these to actually grow the plants inside the form. So I think you'll really enjoy the excitement of this garden. I
Yeah.
just can't wait for you to see it.
Me neither. Let's go.
So now you get to meet Matt.
Can't wait. Hurts so much. Hey, there he is.
There he is.
Madeline.
Matt.
Mwah. Oh, it's always
Here.
a treat.
And I want to introduce you to Jeff Hughes, Matt Larkin.
I'm so happy to meet you. I've heard
have-
so much about
I
you.
have heard so
Keep
much
talking.
about you
Like,
and
well,
your garden.
You've been hogging my garden. Wife here is being stolen away from me. I've been missing her. But I hope you're going to fix me up here,
Absolutely.
buddy.
Yeah, he
Okay,
will.
good. Well, I can't wait to show you my garden.
I can't
Come
wait
on
to
in.
see it. I can't wait for Jeff to see it. So now that you guys have finally met and we're here, Matt, please tell us about how you organized and started your garden.
So we have the LA that was shot from a transit level from the front back door of our house. And we shot it like here, staked out everything, you know, it's flagged. So when you're in the house, and our bedroom is above that door right there, so when we're in bed, we can look out. I'm pretty sure it was Lenoche in the 17th century that came up with this notion of a false perspective. Basically, you plant the trees 18 feet apart at this end, 15 feet wide at that end. False perspective makes this thing look longer than it actually is.
Isn't that cool?
And the other thing, too, is it's exactly 100 feet long.
It's beautiful. It's
Thank
like
you.
a wedding set.
Yeah, thank you. I love it.
Yeah,
And people
this is
have gotten
gorgeous.
married here for sure. So this is structure.
Right?
And then we move over into
More
another
structure.
zone of a different kind of structure when we get out into here.
Well, this looks different.
Yes, so we come into a new zone out here. Arborvitae, which is what these guys are right here. These are our big guys.
They
They're
are.
up 16 feet. This is another variety called Arborvitae aurea, the gold type. And look what we got here. Oh, crow feather. I love my crows.
He
You know,
really
we're
does.
Black Barn Farm. We got to have our signature animal around here. We started off with 3. I think we had 7 or 8 this morning.
A quick question.
Yeah.
Does your back bother you right here?
Yeah, it's pretty fried. You saw that when I just
I
bent
heard-
down. Yeah,
I heard
it. You saw that.
I'm always looking, always looking.
So this is the U topiary out here.
This is exciting.
This is pretty
Isn't
amazing.
this
Here
amazing?
we are.
A forest of topiary.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
I love it. It's so exciting.
This is Matland here.
This is
where we
Matland.
where we create sculptural three-dimensional shapes out of shrubs. Topiary's been around forever, since the beginning of civilization. They have documentation in Mesopotamia and Egypt, all over the world. People just seem to figure out that you could cut these things into shapes. Basically, this is the traditional topiary material that you use. They clip up really tight. You can see right now that we've got a lot of extra growth. So this got clipped last October, and then all of this new growth is gonna get cut off, and these guys are gonna be super sharp.
What's so exciting is when we come back, these are going to look completely different.
Yes.
They're going to have their hair cut.
They're gonna get
And they're gonna
sharp,
look crisp.
sharp,
So
sharp.
in 4 weeks, everything's going to be a little bit more like ready to
See
go.
this right here?
Yeah,
That's what
it's
we're
gonna look
talking
like
about
that.
here. That's what we're talking about. We're gonna get this stuff tight, tight, tight. So everything becomes very precisely geometric on the
Right.
geometric ones. This type right here is the really traditional kind of topiary that you would see at Versailles. We do everything by hand here. So
That's
you know,
pretty
everything
cool.
gets clipped by hand. And you start off with a basic form. These guys are probably 20, 25 years old.
How many years is it going to be before you actually see what you conceived?
Kind of sometimes you can see where it's going right away.
I mean,
There's-
like when everybody else gets to see it.
That's the other thing too, because I'll tell you, the worst question I ever get when people come through is, what is it? People see what they're going to see, you know?
Yes.
I mean, it's like going to the Museum of Modern Art. Everybody has their own interpretation of what it is.
And
So-
what happens when something gets to look wonky like
Yeah,
that?
so you know what? I kind of let it go. They all have their own personality, right? These are like my kids, and sometimes you can't control them. The plant obviously just wants to grow as a natural thing.
Right.
Probably was staked at one point, and then we took the stake out and it decided to go south like that.
It
But
goes
you know
with
what?
the sun, I bet.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah.
does. Goes with the sun. But you know what? I don't care about it because I think it's funny. And as I said, they all have their own personality.
I love
like,
that.
And
Like
then
this-
this guy over here, I kind of let go for a while. I remember it was probably 10 years ago that we decided to really hack into this thing. And now it's gotten to the scale where we actually need scaffolding to get up into that ball right there. We have these
Wow.
great ladders that we use, but even something like this, you kind of got to really stage the thing around.
Yeah.
And you know, the other thing too is that ladders, just physically, you're
Just
gonna
to get
move
them
stuff around, and you get down, you get up on time, you gotta stretch around it and everything else, which is what I'm hoping you're gonna help me
Jeff
out
will help
with
you with
today,
that.
Jeff, because there's a lot of strain that goes into this, a lot of contorting yourself around to
course,
get it done.
yeah.
So you have all these geometric shapes.
Yeah.
And then you're also doing animals.
Yeah, we definitely have animal forms around here. It's funny, the most requested topiary I get is people always want horses. And the horses obviously stand up on skinny little legs, and bushes don't grow like that. It wants to put its structure and its architecture down
Down.
at the bottom to hold the thing up. So when we do get requests for four-legged animals like this, what we'll do is start it from some kind of a pedestal. And as a matter of fact, some of these actually have frames in them, because when I first started off doing this, I wanted to make the process go faster. You know, a lot of this is making the plant do what it doesn't want to do, which is my kind of gardening. I always wanted to have big topiary, and you can't get it in this country. So I started making it myself. We're a private garden. We're not open to the
Right.
public. This is just for us. This is for me and
Your
my wife
pleasure.
and my dogs and my friends.
And us.
And you, right?
Just
Running around
enjoyable.
the topiary.
It's just
But
fun
yeah,
to be surrounded
it's
by
supposed
all
to be
this.
Yeah,
fun.
I just love
right?
looking back and seeing these wonky forms. I mean, it really is magical.
Thank you. Well, I kind of think so.
So, Matt, we've gone from one garden into something clearly different.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my goodness.
I'd like to welcome you to my garden of discomfort.
Oh, great.
This is a garden that was planted as a metaphor for the fact that all things have to die in order for other things to live. So it's all planted with poisonous and toxic plants, and I chose stumps as my material to use here. In England, they do stumperies. It's an old 19th century garden thing, folly
Right.
kind of thing that they did. But here, because architecture is my thing, I really wanted to make a big entrance that you walk through.
You did a nice job. This
Yeah,
is,
and
it's
the
kind of
point comes
spooky,
through.
A
man.
little spooky, yeah, but you know,
Little
this
spooky.
is Blackburn Farm.
Yeah, how about the bones?
bones are collected at one farm down in Sheffield. Old dairy farmers around here have a tradition. When the cow dies, they just flip the thing over the fence, and after a series of years and deaths, there's a whole collection of it. And then we found this wonderful rock when we were excavating here to level it all out. That was in the ground, and then when I power washed it, all of these sort of lines that look like runes are on it, and we turned it into a fountain, which isn't working today, but
Well, it looks happy there.
yeah, I like it.
In the Garden of Discomfort. Well, this is certainly a different place.
It's a design
Let's
of a
go
different
back into
type.
the light.
Okay, great.
So, Matt, what do you call this garden?
So this is what I call the boxwood triangle. And this is where we have all of our smaller scale boxwood. The big stuff is behind us and the larger scale stuff. And this is just a collection. It's almost like, you know, sometimes in the winter when it snows on it, it looks kind of like a box of chocolates, you know, where you have got all the different shapes laid
Bonbons.
out. Yeah, bonbons.
So what I would really like
Yes.
is if you could show me just how you trim, so I
Yeah,
can get
sure,
an idea
sure,
how you
sure.
hold
Let's
your
flip over
body when
here.
you're.
Yep, got my handy dandy clippers right here.
You were saying your back hurts sometimes from this.
This is like my preferred position right here because I don't have to bend over. It's when I have to come around and start doing that, or I'm stretching in my back, and like right now it doesn't particularly hurt, but after 4 hours of that, it's kills. I have this kneeler here, and I guess, you know, they're for older gardeners like myself right now. So I use this.
I don't think pain has an age.
Okay, that's your specialty. So I'll come down here, and now it's like right there. Good for me as far as how I can hold myself.
You're able to stay neutral in your body a little bit.
Yep. And so I can then go into here.
And then now it's a kneeler, so I'm assuming you flip that over.
So it flips over.
Let me see how you approach that.
This is a great tool, love it. New to me, but yeah, so. And then what's nice about this guy is I can push myself up and off.
Your knees and back love that.
They love it.
Yeah. Well, that's smart. That's a tip. How about showing me what you do with the high?
The ladder work?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Let's follow me. I'll show you. So, Jeff, this is the awkward part here where you got to schlep this thing around, get it in place.
Yeah.
I want to get myself as close as possible.
Yeah.
This hedge starts at 9 feet at that end, ends up at 14 feet at the other end.
Oh, yeah.
But when you drive by on the road, it's perfectly level. And it doesn't look bad. After 4 hours of this, you want to die.
Well, Matt, I'm going to help you with this because if you die, we just don't have a show.
It'll take me off the list.
Okay, well, this has been a real experience, learning about your garden, how you do things. And tell me, where do you feel most of your problems associated with the work you do?
I'm actually pretty good, Jeff, except for my back. I have sciatica.
Where you're feeling the pain is not always the cause of the pain. The best way to explain it is I have pretty long hair. So if I grab this hair and I pull on it really hard, where does it hurt?
At your scalp.
Right. Do I need to fix this or do I need to stop pulling on it?
Right. Okay.
So I watched you on the ladder. I watched when you were clipping, when you picked up the feather. One thing I noticed that was common on all of those, when you reached down to get the feather,
Right.
your feet were out.
Yeah.
When you were clipping, your feet were out.
Okay.
You're using your legs turned out as a bracing.
Yeah, it's like
And
stabilizing.
and it works, except that's causing everything to draw in. Your glute, which is like your biggest muscle
Right.
there, it actually comes in at an angle.
Okay.
So when you use it, it's pulling up your leg around, and where it attaches on both sides, it actually draws energy around and it pushes on that sciatica, and that can cause a lot of the problem. You want to learn how to understand how to balance out your body. When you're leaning over, realize that you have weight going over, you have clippers, and you need to find a way to pull back even if you're leaning over. You have to think of anchoring on the other side, so it's like a scale, so there's just a little bit of balance.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's just stand up. And what you want to try to avoid is pressure coming around from here. So you want to bring it back around. So the best way to start thinking about that is not turning your feet out. So let's just take, for instance, when you're leaning over that bush.
Yeah, the boxwood, yeah.
And you're just pretend like you're here right now.
Okay.
All right. Now, turn your feet in like this and do that, and reach over like you're doing it and feel the pressure. Now turn them straight
Right. Okay.
and do it again.
Yeah, I definitely feel a difference.
Right. So now it's pulling on your hamstrings, but
Yeah,
it's not
I feel
causing
it back here.
Right, it's not causing
okay.
that.
Okay.
So at least we transferred it out of your sacral area. This is going to cause your hamstring to hold you a little bit. It's going to get a little tight from all that work.
Right.
So a nice stretch for that is to just kind of open your feet up right now, straight parallel feet.
Yeah.
Just come down comfortably and put all your weight in your fingertips. So just drop your head and just push hard with these to stand up. Really push against your toes.
Okay, then I
and
feel
then
it in
bend,
my hamstrings.
and then bend and come down, and then push again with your hands.
So this is an exercise I should be doing?
Exercise,
Okay.
yeah. Now one more time, bend. Now, as you push, as you come up, keep leaning over onto your fingertips and just roll up. Don't lean, don't come up straight, roll up.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Now, all that did was just kind of stretch your hamstrings, because by doing what I'm asking you to do, they're going to get a little tense, and then you release them.
Okay.
When you pick that feather up,
Yeah.
all right, your feet were like this again,
Yeah.
and you opened your knees up. So all that pressure is going out, and it's simple Newtonian physics. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So all your body weight that's going down is actually pushing back up.
Okay.
And where does it meet? Right here.
Right there.
So simply, if your feet were wider,
Right.
your knees aren't going to be wider than your feet. And so now you're sitting in your hips.
Okay,
So
feel
when
it.
you're going to go all the way down, go down until your arms run into your legs.
Boom. Right.
You can put a hand down like a football player, drop your knee down, and you're there.
Okay.
Now remember when you went
Yeah.
to, that was your body saying, we don't like this.
Okay.
So right now you're here,
Yeah.
just roll over and go back to your armchair, and then just arch up. That takes
Okay.
all the pressure off your back. You came up instead of dragging up, you
Right.
came up.
Okay.
So you were
Lift.
balanced.
Right. Okay. Love
Okay.
it. This is a good tip. I
Yeah.
can do this.
Now the other part of the bracing, we just worked on this. The other part of the bracing is up top. So simple bracing. What's the first thing you do when you're getting ready to push a truck across the street? Think about it.
Push a truck across the
Yeah,
street?
if you're behind
oh,
a
yeah,
car,
okay. Right.
What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Right. Oh, okay.
Bracing. When your lungs are full, your body has power, right? Nobody goes,
Right.
So while you're up there, just be aware of your breathing and holding that back pressure in your body. You don't have to hold your breath,
Well, I
but
find I do hold my breath sometimes, honestly.
that's your body naturally bracing.
Okay.
And then when you're up on the ladder, you have a great twist. You were way around
Yeah.
here doing that's great. So when you get done and you need to reset, set that ladder the other way so you're way around here. So at the end of the day,
I'm even.
you're even. When you've been on the ladder for a while and you're doing all of this, you're gonna go work low. Go work low for a while. Instead of having everything big for a long period of time and then go do something different.
Okay.
Just doing something different back and forth gives you balance. Now, one more thing. With this, when you sat down on it,
Yeah.
again, you did this and your knees went out.
Right.
Simply opening your feet up, doing that squat, instead
Yeah.
of having to go to the armchair, you've
Yeah.
got this.
Okay.
All right? And actually, I remember when I was a kid, my dad and his friends used to come over and they turned the chairs around backwards.
Yeah. Right.
And then I started doing that and I realized when you straddle a chair or you sit this way, your curve in your back is perfect. Your legs are actually holding weight instead of the seat holding your legs.
Okay.
And try that. It forces your feet to be wide, which is what I was teaching anyway.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And so when you stand up, it just works.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So you got a lot of tools to work with
Yeah.
here.
Thanks, Jeff. I got a lot to think about.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Okay.
We're coming back. I need a promise
Okay.
that you're going to do everything you can to put this into action for 4 weeks.
Well, you know what? It's clipping season, so I got a lot of time to practice, and you better believe it. I'm going to do it, Jeff.
we gotta do it.
All right. Thank you so much. I
All right.
appreciate it. Okay.
Matt, this was such a great day. Thank you so
Madeline.
much.
Madeline, always great. Love to have you guys. And Jeff,
It was so good.
Matt.
so nice to meet you.
Yes, it was.
Really
Pleasure to meet you.
appreciate it, and I look
Pleasure to
forward to
meet you.
seeing you again, and you're going to see me GardenFit.
Jeff, the fix that you gave Matt for his sciatica was great, but what really intrigued me was a new concept that you talked about for all gardeners, which would be to break chores into 3 stations, work at them for a shorter period of time, and then come back to them.
Yeah, well, limiting the time you spend on a particular motion or movement, just giving it a chance to take a break and recover while you go use a different motion or movement. That's what keeps the body happy. I've got a surprise for you.
Oh my goodness.
I
don't want to
raided
see.
your place, and I got some of your
You got
stuff.
tools.
Here. Yep. So, here you go.
My clippers.
Your clippers. All right, what do you do with clippers?
I clip. I either deadhead or I'm pruning, but there are always things to clip in the garden. So I definitely bend over and clip for a long period of time.
So let's just assume that, I don't know, 30 minutes has gone by.
Right?
So if you're in your garden, what would your mind tell you right now?
My mind would tell me to keep deadheading.
Right.
Right.
What's your hand telling
My
you?
hand's really tired from squeezing.
Okay, well,
Yes.
let's just let's switch that out.
Okay.
And let's do something a little different. Here you go.
My shears.
Yeah.
Well, Matt taught me how to clip boxwood.
Uh-huh.
And so I love to do that now. And this also is a really fun task, but it's a lot of bending and a lot of arm work,
Well,
shearing
let's just
away.
let another 30 minutes go by.
Right.
And now tell me what you're thinking if you were at Matt's place.
I'm thinking that there are about 50 more topiaries to clip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what are your arms telling you?
My arms are telling me that they're too tired to go on, really.
Okay. Well, let's take that.
Okay.
And here.
Shovel.
Have a little fun with that.
Okay. Well, with this shovel, I bought a lot of new plants, and I want to get them all in the ground today.
Yeah.
So I'll take my shovel, dig in,
Yeah.
and plant the plants.
30 minutes has passed by. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I want to really do the rest of the plants.
What's your body telling you?
My body is tired now. My leg is tired, my arms are tired from moving, and my back is tired.
How's your hand feeling?
My hand's feeling actually somewhat refreshed.
Here. Well, here you go.
I got my shears back.
Yeah. So the idea is that if you keep switching every 30 minutes or so forth, whatever, just try to keep moving around, not using the same tired muscle. Do something different. When you come back to it, it's actually more efficient. You're going to get more done now with a rested hand than you would have if you had kept going.
What a great thought. Matt said we should meet him at the pool. And there's Matt.
Oh, it's so great to have
Good
you
to
guys
see you
back,
again.
Jeff.
Back.
Matt.
Great to see you
It's
again.
so good to see you.
So listen, I've been doing a lot of work as instructed. I've been clipping 6-7 hour days
As
every
instructed.
day as
Right.
instructed. And I got to tell you, with the tips that you gave me, I'm feeling good. You know, it's all
Wow.
good. It's working, Jeff. It's
Wow,
working.
I got to give you another hug. Thank you for doing that.
Well, listen, thank you, because this is what I do, you know, and I really have to thank you for it.
Did it.
So now that you've done all this work,
Yes.
can we see the results?
I'm dying to. Come follow me.
I can't imagine what he has in store for us now, Jeff.
Starting to wonder. Wow. Goodness. You really have been working hard.
My
Yep.
goodness. Matt, how many man-hours have you put into this?
I'll bet we've got 60 hours in this. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And the thing that's been great is that after working with Jeff, what I'm doing now is I'm doing some ladder work coming down on the ground, working some on the ladder, coming down on the
that's
ground.
a GardenFit tip.
Yes, exactly. And it works.
Let's go inside and
Yeah,
see all
let's
the
get
other
that.
ones. Oh, my goodness. Well, these have changed a lot since we've been here last.
You really get a chance now to see how crisp everything gets once you clip it out. You can see now what a difference it makes, because they're readable when they're not clipped, but when they get clipped, you really get it.
It's wonderful.
So can it feel?
Yeah.
That's
feels
solid.
hard.
You
Yeah.
can actually set things on. there,
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely. That's where we lay the clippers when we're moving around.
I
We just
guess
drop them
so.
on
You got
top
a
of it.
table.
Yeah.
It is.
Put a bottle of water on it. Multifunctional.
fun.
So I have been out here for a month getting this place clipped up. And so now I've got a challenge for you. This is
Uh-oh.
going to give you some idea of what it takes to get a topiary. So we're going to head off to the pool, and I've got something special for you up there.
Great. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
Okay, you guys, so now it's time for the GardenFit challenge.
I'm ready.
Oh, my
Okay, so you're gonna take these boxwoods, I'm gonna give you some clippers, and you're gonna clip these into a ziggurat form that goes all the way around both sides.
You know what that is, right?
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a spiral for you,
Got it,
Jeff.
spiral.
Okay, it's a
Okay,
spiral.
spiral.
You're gonna
Spiral.
taper down. I want you to be conscious of the flow as it goes down, and I want you to pay attention to your sides, okay? Those are the only tips I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
Grab your clippers, you've got 10 minutes, go.
over here.
There you go. Okay, Madeline, there you go.
Okay.
Hurry up, Madeline.
I'm going.
Clock is running. Keep you on your stand here.
Very slow. To somebody?
He's been around it too much. No.
I can't get the down part.
I was taught.
You're on your own. This is
He's getting that.
What is that right there?
Clippers down. Challenge is over. You guys didn't do a bad job, I gotta say. 2 different techniques. You're a snipper, you're a chopper, right? And we're gonna get to the same place in the end. But what I withheld from you at the beginning is there's a trick to doing this. You run the string in a spiral around your shrub, and you use that as your guide to clip against it.
So they're straight.
Let me show you something.
That
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Got it.
All right?
Yeah.
But it's a rough cut, you know? You can see that there are areas that haven't grown in yet that we will, you know, that the plant itself will grow in. And after a couple of clippings, this thing is going to be super tight and go in the ground and live for a really long time.
I love the way the center is sort of off-center.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
I think we should practice every day and come back and show Matt what we've done.
That might be an idea, because I got to tell you, I enjoyed it.
Good. I'm
Great
glad.
fun.
Madeline.
Thank you.
Really great. I
It
learned
was.
so much.
I did too. This was great. It was easier than I thought it would be because it was fun.
Oh, good. Well, that's what you got to
It was.
do, right? Try and have fun whenever you can.
I think you're right.
Seriously. Sorry.